Welcome to the next presentation in our CCENT for Vorka. We're going to go over VLANs and VTP today. Really cool things that you can do with your network. What is a VLAN? VLANs divide networks into multiple broadcast domains, and it takes a physical network and divides it into multiple logical networks. So if you have different reasons that you want to have different computers on different networks so you're either controlling traffic or segregating traffic or separating traffic, instead of having to invest in multiple runs of wire, multiple switches in all of the different locations, and then having to figure out what wire goes where, and that huge nightmare, you can just do it all through a logical, virtual local area network, which is what VLAN stands for, Virtual Local Area Network. Why VLANs? Well, these are the big reasons why you want to do that. When you start getting so many devices on your network, which is just over 200, your network starts losing efficiency. Because as you get more computers on your network, computers generate a lot of broadcasts. Broadcasts are sent to every computer on the network through every port on every switch. Whereas normally, switches, if you're doing a unicast transmission, it's only those two devices on the network that are communicating and only taking up those two ports, so you have dedicated bandwidth there. With a broadcast, that interrupts everyone on the network and everybody gets that message, so every system on the network has to pause and listen to that message. Every port on your network has to pause and send that out. So once you start getting a little bit over 200 devices, that really starts to bog down your network, taking care of all of these broadcast messages. Another good reason is security. Say you have an accounting department. You may want to segregate that off because it has very sensitive information that it's dealing with, and you don't want everybody on your network to be able to access information that is on that segment of your network. Or, another good thing that you can do is you can set up a VLAN in your network for public access. So instead of having to run an entire network just so contractors or visitors, etc., can have an internet connection, which most people do when they come into a business nowadays, you can just set up a VLAN and not have to invest in a whole new infrastructure so these people can have access. And the VLAN allows you to do this without giving them access to your internal company data. Quality of service. VLANs can facilitate giving different traffic on your network higher priorities. I mean, switches can only send one transmission across a line at any one time, and what it does is if it gets multiple transmissions, it queues them up, and then as things slow down and start sending them out the wire. Well, if you're doing video or voice, you really don't want that stuff queuing up. You want to give that transmission a higher priority. So what it does is, using quality of service, it allows those transmissions to jump to the front of the line and be sent across the wire first. Flexibility. Again, you can use this to help you with connecting multiple buildings, multiple departments. It just gives you so much that you can do with your network that you cannot do with an unmanaged network. Again, networks start losing efficiently just over 200 devices. Switches, of course, are better than hubs because they deliver guaranteed bandwidth. Unmanaged or non-configured switches, they do propagate broadcast traffic to all of your ports. So when you send out your message, it's going to go across all of the ports on your switch. You have multiple switches connected together. It's going to go across every port on your entire network. If you have a network of like 40 different switches, say you have a large campus or a large building, and you only have one VLAN, when somebody sends out a broadcast, that's going to go across every port on every switch. So that's going to start bogging you down really fast. The other thing it does is it starts affecting the computers on your network. Because not only does that traffic have to be broadcast across every port and eat up your bandwidth on the lines, the computer has to pause and listen to that traffic. And that eats up CPU time and starts slowing down your computers. The purpose of the VLAN, the biggest purpose is to control broadcast traffic. So when a computer does send out a broadcast message, it only goes to select ports. Not everybody on your network has to listen to that broadcast. Security. All computers on a non-configured or unmanaged switch can talk to each other. That may not be what you want to do. I mean, do you really want every computer on your network being able to talk to every other computer? Somebody comes in with their laptop, plugs into a port, he can talk to any computer on your network. You don't always want that. Again, you know, different departments may have different data that you don't want others to have access to. There are cases where you want to segregate computers so you don't talk to each other, such as a guest network, public network, partner access, DMZ. There's, you know, just as many reasons as you can think of why you want to segregate out that traffic so they can't talk to each other. The more hosts, the more broadcast traffic, the easier it is to capture traffic and analyze it for vulnerabilities as well. If somebody plugs in a laptop or a machine into your network and they just start sniffing traffic and listening to your broadcast, if they capture enough of that traffic, they can find out things on your network. They can find out what your DHCP servers are. They can find out the names of the different computers on your network, etc. So if you have only one network, they can hear all of that broadcast traffic and they have a much broader base of information to filter through to gain information about your network. Quality of service. Again, like I said earlier, video traffic, voice traffic, you know, if you're doing distance education or public access, these are all reasons why you want to have quality of service on your network. You want to give priority to video traffic, voice traffic, distance education. All of those involve traffic that you don't want to deal with a lot of latency or delay or jitter. Quality of service helps eliminate that. The other thing you can do is you can say, well, you know what? These guys that are on my public network, I really don't care if they are delayed. I want to give my internal traffic, my important traffic, priority over any guest or public access that I have. So quality of service allows you to do that, and VLANs can help facilitate this by saying, hey, I want to give this VLAN priority over others, or I want to say, you know, this VLAN, I really don't want it to have priority over any others. So VLANs can help facilitate that. Cisco switches use default settings to work out of the box. If you take any Cisco switch out of the box, plug it in, plug in some devices, they are going to talk to each other. I mean, that's just the way they're built. Is so, you know, hey, cool, I have a Cisco switch, and you get somebody who really doesn't understand what they're doing with it. You know, they want that person to be able to use that device and get it up and running in no time, without, you know, going, you know, I spent all this money on this really expensive switch and it doesn't work. Well, you know, they don't want to have to deal with that. You know, it gives them a bad reputation, and they just want to make it easy as possible. It's not the right way to do it. You want to go in and you want to configure it, but you know, by default, all ports are in VLAN 1. This can be kind of a security risk because everybody knows that VLAN 1 is your default VLAN on a Cisco network. So one of the things that you want to do is get your traffic off of VLAN 1 and basically make VLAN 1 a dead VLAN. So if somebody gets in there and they do connect to VLAN 1, they're not really going to get it. By default, all devices connected to the switch are in the same broadcast domain. Again, they're all in the same VLAN, so they're all in the same broadcast domain. They're all in VLAN 1. Flexibility. By using VLANs, it allows you to do some different things, like group users by